Just a simple song as I choke on my own voice. Welcome back to another episode of Talk Gaming. Welcome one and all. Happy to have you all here. Yes, we have some Passenger playing. It's from, I believe, his new album. And I enjoy it. It's peaceful music, but it's always really sad. You know when you listen to a musician and you've been listening to them for years, but every single song they do, every album they do, it's more depressing than the last. And you have to wonder, are they just appealing to a certain demographic, and that's just, they realize that if they put songs out about really depressing stuff or breakups or whatever, that's what sells? Or are they honestly just like very depressed, broken people? I don't know, probably a little bit of both. You see how a lot of these guys end up, and I think chances are a good number of them are just broken people, and they're just a little broken. But what are you gonna do? I also forgot to run, I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot to run the half-assed intro I threw together yesterday before our little gameplay. We will also have a post show today where we're going to continue playing with Rasputia, who was our character's name. Let me see if I can get you guys a link to that real quick so that you don't miss out on the post show, because the post show is going to be fun. We're actually going to get to play Fallout 4. A lot of people are aware that I'm not a big fan of Fallout 4, and I rant against it constantly, but I do try to be a little level-headed with it. I don't know where the event went. That's concerning. Normally, like, I see the event there. I worked and made it earlier. Okay, I guess there is no link right now, but if you want to stay after the show, that's where it will be. I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that. But yeah, so a little upkeep, little topic or thing to talk about. This morning I was looking at my YouTube analytics, my stats and everything for the channel, and I actually watched as the LA Noire video, the Resident Evil video, and one of my episodes of Talk Gaming, their view counts were dropping by 5 views. About every 20-25 seconds, they drop by 5 views, and a couple subscriptions or subscribers would disappear. And then 5 views more would disappear, and then a couple more subscribers. And it's very strange. I haven't seen other YouTubers talking about it, but it looks like YouTube is doing some sort of purge, or they're closing down old accounts, inactive users. I don't know what it is, but make sure you check your subscription status, not just on my channel, but on all channels that you watch, because it seems like YouTube's going through and doing another purge. So just be aware. I've gotten multiple tweets and comments, people saying that they've been unsubbed for no reason. Yes, you all are correct. It's very, very fugazi, and I'm not sure exactly why. Let me throw on the chat right there. I like having the chat on screen because it actually allows you guys who are watching this after it's been live streamed to actually see what we're talking about and kind of participate in the conversation, which is really nice. As for news this week, gaming news, which we are going to talk about, not a ton happened, but we do have some things I want to discuss, and then we'll go and we'll start talking about stuff that comes up in the chat and kind of playing it by ear at that point. We're just in that phase of summer, late summer. We're getting into basically the time of year when games are going to start pouring out, and we have to be ready for that. But until then, we're in this awkward phase where nothing's really coming out, and we have to be careful. Also, as for, I know last few weeks, there's been a lot of really strange lip syncing issues. I think I fixed it. You'll have to let me know in the chat. I think I fixed it. I had to like film multiple clips and then go into Premiere and count the number of frames and then do math to figure out how many milliseconds I would need, luckily, metric standards and milliseconds are pretty easy to work out with pretty simple division. But it turns out the sound, like the time it takes to process the sound from the microphone is basically instant. But the time it takes for the webcams and the computer to process the video is about 233 milliseconds, which is kind of insane. And I'm not sure exactly why it takes that long, but it's there. But yes, do you guys want to see the poorly made intro? The poorly made intro. I literally threw it together in 10 minutes, then realized I had to go and pick up a script I had printed for a show I'm doing. This is very high quality paper. I can't hold things apparently, but bound and everything to make it easier to memorize. And it's beautiful. The paper feels like plastic. It's so nice. But I had to go pick it up at 4, and so I frantically was running all over the place. So I threw together this intro, but here you go. I'm not sure about volume, but we're going to play it. We're going to go ahead. Here you go. This is the poorly made. As you see, this intro sucks. Hashtag. I saw somebody put it in the chat. You are very capable. James Atkins spotted the hashtag. Well done, good sir. Are you ready? Here we go.
I've got something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you reach on in my pocket and see what it is? Then grab onto it, it's just for you. Give it a little squeeze and say, how do you do? Something in my front pocket for you. Why don't you reach on in my pocket and see what it is?
I know, it ends abruptly, but I couldn't afford a graphic artist, so this is the best we got. Quality content, yay! So yes, very thrown together. If you guys can tell me what YouTube thing I was watching that I paused on the phone, we will be best friends, because I've been binge watching those videos. And I want to see if anybody is aware of what that channel was. Also, yes, I do have, as my desktop background, the one, whoops, I did not mean to press that button. The one, the only, Tommy Wiseau, as you can see, the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Wiseau. If you're not aware of him, I'm sorry. It's really, I can't even really begin to explain it. But yes, he's there. And I love him dearly. Kind of hard not to, let's be honest. But here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about real quick. Yeah, exactly. I did not hit her. I did not. It's bullcrap. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Legendary. If you haven't seen it, watch The Room. You will not regret it. But the first thing I want to talk about is was actually pointed out to me by a viewer who I believe is in the chat, or at least normally. Yes, he's in the chat. One of the mods, Galfoud, Zeph, a.k.a. 101 Mythbusters. This was pointed out to me by that lovely individual, and I want to discuss it very briefly. Pay our respects, essentially. Daniel Licht, the composer of Dishonored and Silent Hill, passed away this past week at 60 years old. It sounds like it was cancer of some sort. Let's see. Yeah, he died of cancer. Very sad. He was a very gifted man, and it's always really, really sad to see somebody go that early. Nowadays, 60 is pretty easy. Or pretty early, not easy. But it is sad. Our hearts and prayers go out to him and his family. He also composed Dexter, which a lot of people were big fans of. And Dishonored has certainly one of the best soundtracks of any modern day shooter or really any first-person genre. So well done to Daniel Licht. He will be missed, and I'm sure many people will be striving to duplicate what he was capable of doing so easily. But We thought we should pay our respects. Thank you to Galfoud for putting that out there. With that, let's transition gently into... I pressed the wrong button. I do apologize. Into our next one. Take-Two. The company I've been having troubles with. This is the company that kept like claiming stuff on my LA Noire critique video. They've claimed stuff whenever I talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, which is why I'm not going to show the trailer, or else they'll play or take down this video, or at least claim all of the monetization, and then YouTube stops pushing it, so it's just not worth the trouble. But with that, Take-Two, they labeled the PC market very important, but they have yet to commit to whether or not they are going to be releasing a PC port of Red Dead Redemption 2. And this shouldn't come as much of a surprise. We've talked about this on the channel before, and essentially what it looks like is going to happen is what happened with GTA 5, where Rockstar will release this highly anticipated game that a lot of people are really, really excited for. Audio. Yes, I see audio peaks now. It's okay. That happened like a month ago. We had an issue like that, and I'm not sure why that happens, but that's the great thing about having a live chat, is that you can actually spot it. But I don't know why that happens. This microphone has been with me for the long haul. I've had him since back before Fallout 4 came out, if I remember correctly. So he's stuck it out with me. He's a good boy. He does a great job, but he's just got some issues sometimes. He's got some issues. The USB mics are really nice, but they make things a lot easier, but they also have a lot of issues as well. Kind of wish I'd gotten like a more typical microphone with an actual interface. I don't know. That's beside the point. Hello, RTFG PS4. Welcome to the channel. We got some new people in. Very glad to have you here. But yes, so essentially they can get away with this because they're Rockstar, and everybody is going to want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, and we can all pretend like we aren't gonna buy it because it's bad for consumers, and because, oh, it's so nasty, they're so terrible that they're doing this. They should just let us play the games on whatever platform we want. They should port it. They have the money to port it. But the reality is, if they release it on consoles and you have a console, you're going to buy it, and if they then release it on PC, you're gonna buy it again. And that's just the unfortunate reality, is when you put out a game that's really incredible, people are willing to pay for it, even when it makes them look like an idiot. And I'm fully willing and ready to admit that I am willing to look like an idiot in order to play Red Dead Redemption on PC or wherever I can. It's important to have some finesse when you're drinking unholy amounts of coffee with the finger. I had my credit card actually stolen, and the number stolen a few last weekend, yes. And it was really tough because I woke up one morning and all of these notifications were going off saying that I had like negative $120 in my account, and they had frozen it because it was all crazy. And I was freaking out, couldn't spend any money, couldn't do anything. So I had to go like a good 4 days without any coffee, and that kind of snapped me out of it. So now I can appreciate it much more. I'm doing it once or twice a week, allowing myself to get one for the show or any live streams we do. But yeah, I'm not as addicted as I was before, or at least that's what I'm telling myself. Now I'm like a hypochondriac of audio. I keep checking the mic levels to see that there's still sound going. Anyway, normally I can tell when the audio's dropped out because all of a sudden the chat just starts going brrr, so I can always tell. But with that said, slightly similar note, GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 will both have online modes operating at the same time, but Take-Two Interactive says that they don't think they're going to have any issues with cross-play or losing players to one for the other, which I find to be actually pretty logical. And the reason is not just because we're talking about like a cowboy game, Wild West with horses and old-time rifles. I don't think they necessarily appeal to the same types of people, especially in the current form that GTA 5 Online takes. And the current form that it takes is very, very... I forgot to show this on the screen. This was the article I switched to. The two different markets are actually pretty separated. I think the form that the current GTA 5 Online takes is actually pretty far from where they initially envisioned it. The fact that so many people, like, what's that YouTuber, Quebble Cop, I think is his name, who's just, like, you want to talk about a loud, obnoxious YouTuber that's aiming for the 8 to 12 demographic. It's Quebble Cop, and he's done a fantastic job. He puts out like 2 videos a day. He's very talented, and he's a very hard worker. Mad respect for him. That doesn't change the fact that he's loud and obnoxious, but that's part of his shtick. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. That's just a reality. But he is one of those GTA 5 Online YouTubers, and I don't see those people going over to Red Dead Redemption Online and then just causing havoc or having horse races. I don't see those videos as doing anywhere near as well, and I don't see that being as ridiculous and absurd as GTA 5 Online has gotten. So I wouldn't be actually very concerned with this crossover. I think they're actually pretty correct in their estimation that these aren't going to leak over. Some people were freaking out saying, no, of course it's going to do that. This just shows that they aren't willing to commit completely. They should drop GTA 5 Online and put all that money into Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. I think that's absurd, and I think the reality is that Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to make a buttload of money, and GTA 5 Online is going to make an unholy buttload of money. And yes, that is a metric term, buttload. And that's just how it is. GTA 5 Online still makes hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars every year. It's kind of depressing when you see how effortlessly they're able to manage making just unholy amounts of money. But as long as people play it, it's going to be successful, and that's just where it's going to go. But I am very interested and excited to see where Red Dead Redemption 2's online multiplayer goes, because I can't imagine, like, they give you a huge map where you can just play and you can run around, you shoot stuff, go hunting, you know, maybe you rob trains together, something like that. But GTA Online is a little different and just more chaotic, you know? It's no holds barred. It's the Wild West, I suppose, of video games, but I don't know. I just don't see that same type of gameplay leaking over into the online sphere or into the Red Dead Redemption cowboy sphere. So we'll just have to see. It'll be really interesting. I'm sure they've got something in mind, and they've got it focus tested the crap out of it, and they've got it figured out. But as for what it is, I'm not really sure. Whatever it is, they're going to make an unholy amount of money. And we do know that for sure. The next Next little ditty. This was really impressive to me. Oh, no. Is it gonna go? Nope. Doesn't want to go. No, I'm gonna have to do it by hand. Okay, Friday the 13th from Gun Media. It just hit 1.8 million copies sold. I don't know if that's awesome or depressing, because the reality is, if any game didn't deserve with its launch 1.8 million copies sold, it would be Friday the 13th, the game. And so on the one hand, I'm like really excited and I'm happy for them because they got a game out that did really well, and you know, people really enjoy it. I watch Boogie2988 a lot. He's probably in all likelihood my favorite YouTuber. I wish him the best, of course. He just had gastric bypass, so he's a little bit out of commission. But he does do a lot of live streams, and the game he most often live streams is Friday the 13th. And he seems to have a lot of fun. Now, it's a clunky game. It is very glitchy. It's not as bad as it was directly at launch, but it's a bit rubbish. Just as a standalone thing. As with most games of this type, I think you have to have a lot of buddies and friends around in order for it to be fun, because I just can't see how hopping in with a random group, I think that could be really hit or miss. If you get a really good crowd and group, then you'll have a great time, but I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, I mean, it's impressive. This comment I thought was good. Wow, what a difference a license makes. Some absolute gems will never see numbers like this, while this broken piece of trash will sell millions. And that is a very good point. You know, it's Friday the 13th. It's got the name. That's probably what provided it its initial success. The fact that it was so quickly picked up by streamers, I think, is another big thing that really aided its success. The fact that it was everywhere for these glitches, I think, helped its success. I think it just got kind of lucky. I think it really did. And I'm not bashing it. It got lucky, and they're going to make a bunch of money off of it. I mean, I honestly am confused why it launched when it did. They should have just taken a few extra months, done a big beta or something, and launched it the week before Halloween. Just theme it like that. There's actually going to be, if I remember correctly, a Friday on the 13th in October. So there's an actual way that they could have done this and launched it on Friday the 13th, but for whatever reason they didn't want to. Is that true, or am I just pulling stuff out my butt? I want to see. Let's check the calendar real quick. August, September, October. Yeah, October 13th is a Friday. They could have launched this game polished on Friday the 13th, but no, they didn't. They didn't. Oops. What fools they be. What fools they be. Yeah, exactly. Friday the 13th just sold like a god church. My goodness, I hate the internet in 2017. Selling like a god church. Oh my goodness. This other thing I thought was interesting. I wanted to point it out because I'm a big fan of this game. And this game I really like to decompress with. Stardew Valley is going to get multiplayer, and this just gives me another reason to return to it. But it's also coming to the Nintendo Switch, which I absolutely think is a brilliant idea, because I think it's a perfect game for the Switch. If you don't have a Switch, I think just picture it on your cell phone. If you could play this comfortably on your cell phone, I think you can kind of picture why this is a match made in heaven. The reality is, I think these types of pixel art games are just so brilliant for this type of medium. I think it's just brilliant. But with this article specifically, my understanding was multiplayer was coming with the Nintendo Switch port, which I understood to be coming later this summer on the Switch, but it looks like it's all been pushed back. The Nintendo Switch port is being pushed back to late 2017, and the multiplayer full release is being pushed back to 2018. I don't know if it's just one guy that's putting or doing this port, because the studio that developed Stardew Valley was just one man that was doing this as like a passion project. But I don't know if he's handling all of the ports himself. He made so much money from the launch of Stardew Valley and its insane success. He totally could have just gone and hired a big company and spent 6 months slowly doing it really well. But a little information on this, because I'm excited. When it's finished, players will be able to build up to 3 cabins on their farms for up to 3 farmhands or friends. Farmhands will be able to do just about everything the main player can do, aside from scheduling festivals or determining when it's time to sleep. Otherwise, they can pitch in to farm, mine, fish, forage, and more. There's no plan for local multiplayer, so you'll need to connect online. Players can meet NPCs. And Chucklefish says that they might be able to marry friends too. It's an idea we like a lot and want to make available as a feature. Player-to-player marriage won't use the mermaid pendant, but rather an alternative method that requires a similar amount of effort to wooing an NPC. We're still working on what that might be. According to the post, putting multiplayer into the game after its release has been difficult, time-consuming work that's resulted in rewriting 15,000 lines of code. That part's nearly done, however. Chucklefish is planning on a PC beta at some point near the end of the year, with a release in early 2018. So yeah, there you go. If you're excited for Stardew Valley coming to the Switch, there it is. I'm just excited. Like, I wanted to go through and play it again, at least put like 50 hours into it, on the PC again, but the issue was that I kept thinking, when it comes to the Switch, I might be burned out. So I'm going to wait and then go and play it through again on the Switch. So that's what I'm waiting for. And when I get the chance to go and play it again on the Switch, I am so ready. So friggin' ready. I love Stardew Valley. Anyway, the next thing I want to show you guys is not gaming news related. So prepare your questions. If you want to throw them in the chat, I'll look at those. Prepare your topic requests and things you'd like me to just riff on, and then we can talk about them with the conversation in the chat. But the next thing I want to show you is actually a video I found on YouTube today, and I watched it and fell in love, and I said I absolutely have to show this on the show today. This was put out by a YouTuber by the name of Synarchist Carcinogen. So take that, go see his stuff. He put this video out. It's got 10,000 views, and it is masterfully done. Here it is, the new... I don't want you to be able to see what the title is. I think it works better if you can't. Okay, I'm gonna hit play and then switch. Here it is.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. Don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
You'll never defeat the human spirit. You'll never defeat God. You'll never win.
Oh, I'm putting the link to it in the chat. Do not worry about that. Let me throw the link in the chat. It is truly an incredible thing. Alex Jones. There it is in the chat. It is Alex Jones narrating and voicing over Doom trailer essentially, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. What was the other thing? You know, there's an actual line in that clip that's been all over, and it's when Alex Jones says, you know, they're turning the frogs gay. There's a chemical in the water and it's turning the frogs gay. You might not have known this. He's actually telling the truth. There's like an actual thing where there's waste going into the water sources in some of these suburban areas, and the immense amounts of estrogen, for whatever reason, can actually turn male frogs into female frogs. And it's like an actual thing. Like the development of such intersex or hermaphroditic, I don't know, traits have been linked to endocrine disrupting chemicals like the herbicide atrazine. Like, frogs are actually turning gay. That was one of the funniest things that people were saying. Like, Alex Jones went on Joe Rogan's show, and if you haven't seen that one yet, I highly recommend that you go and watch it, because it really is priceless. But like, Alex Jones is one of those people that he makes it so easy. He just goes on and says all this stuff, and he says it really loudly and kind of angrily and animated. And then it turns out to be true. He kind of exaggerated it and said it in a really silly, absurd way. But it's like, okay, there are chemicals turning frogs gay. Okay, yeah. But like, so like when people realize that some of what, or even possibly the majority of what Alex Jones says is true in some way, that's when things get really crazy, because they might not be completely true, but they're true to some extent. Right here. Let's see what this is.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
So yeah. No, it's absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You have to love Alex Jones. Even if you disagree with him on everything politically that he's ever said, that's fine. You can still enjoy him as an entertainer, because as an entertainer, he truly is absolutely fantastic. And when you view him as an entertainer, first and foremost, that's when you really start to enjoy his stuff, because it really is just that fantastic.
Do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child, corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon.
42,000 pairs, 6X for the illegal aliens from south of Mexico that bus up on a train every day. To understand, folks, you could wear this. I could wear this as a onesie, okay? I could wear this as a leotard. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. We're being invaded by South American walruses. The government is shipping here 42,000 people that are bigger than Jabba the Hutt. This country is so screwed up, man. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's reaching a proportion. If you're a radio listener, you can't see them. Oh my God, look at this. Oh God, I don't think I've ever laughed this hard on air. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
Oh,
The animated contest of liberty.
Alex Jones is bae.
You gotta take it in your hand.
See, like this is just who he is. Like, he just goes around
Accept the truth and buck the system and the group collective.
and says stuff like that. Like, look how heavily he's sweating. He's out there smoking a cigar next to a bonfire, and then he's like, "Get your camera out. We're gonna film a little excerpt. You ready?" Like, he's crazy energetic. But that type of energy, as somebody who's done a lot of performing, I can tell you that type of energy is seriously God-given. Like, there's no amount of drugs or alcohol that can make you naturally or can make you behave that way. That way of behavior and crazy energy is something that very few people have. Think Chris Farley, you could think Jim Carrey, Alex Jones. They all have that crazy amount of energy, and you can't fake it, you can't duplicate it. I don't care who you are, either you have it or you don't. That can't be taught, that can't be trained. He's just like a natural performer, and that's what he's got. So yeah, Alex Jones. Alex, they're turning. Look at that hair. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look how stupid he looks. Look how stupid he looks. I'm going to copy that, close that. Okay, I want to put it on this. There we go, so we can see. If you go back and you watch his early like radio stuff, he didn't always sound like that. He's just been smoking so many cigars. Like, there's a certain type of sound to your voice when you've been smoking cigarettes, and it tends to be like really deep down, and it's really bad. And then there's a certain sound when you've been having a lot of cigars, where it's either like this really like rich, crinkly Jeff Bridges type voice, or it's the Alex Jones, they're turning the frogs gay, that type of thing. And you just absolutely, like, how can you not just want to hang out with him? How is this not a guy you just want to have a beer with? But that's just so, it's just wonderful. So yeah, regardless of your political affiliation, you have to just love Alex Jones. He's a national treasure. No doubt. What do you guys want to talk about? That's my segue. Because there's not a whole lot of other gaming topics, at least news related, to discuss. I am working on 2 large critiques that will be coming out soon. I really tried to work on a critique for Persona 5. I really did try. I gave it my all, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish I did. I just don't get it. I just don't even know. I just don't even know. Okay. Deathstroke says it's not cigars. His weird voice is because of the transmitting chip the globalists impregnated into his lungs. I like the verb impregnated. That's a good one. I'm going to steal that. Talk Gaming, Alex Jones edition. We should try that one week, where the entire episode, I try to keep that energy up. I even dress up with like him and have like the little slick back and comb over and try to keep that voice the entire show. That would be tough, because like I said, that energy is God-given. Galfoud, best video game soundtrack. I don't know. Best is a big word. I think, like, I really love The Witcher 3s, and in the context of the game, I think it makes a lot of sense. But if you're asking, like, what soundtrack do I find myself listening to just casually, I'd say probably the Assassin's Creed Syndicate soundtrack. I catch myself listening to that all the time. We had a party, and I put that on in the background, and multiple people asked me what that music is from, what band it is, because they really liked the strings and the melody and the pace to it. So I found myself listening to the Assassin's Creed Syndicate soundtrack the most. I lost it. So about airline food. Yeah, I have never had a meal on an airplane. I have only ever had a pack of peanuts, and yeah, only ever had peanuts on a plane. The first time I ever had a pack of peanuts on a plane, you ask what happened? Good question. Let me tell you. I was flying to Columbus, Ohio for the National Chess Championships for Scholastic players. So under 18, the national championships for chess. Yes, I was one of those kids. And I was flying all by myself to meet my team there. I know this is nerdy, but we're getting there. And I hopped on a Southwest plane and I was going to fly. And I got one of the first seating arrangements. So I got to go into the plane first and I sat near the window. And then as the people kept coming in, this really skinny, probably 65-year-old Asian dude sits next to me, clearly a businessman, well-dressed. He's got a suitcase. And he sits down right next to me in the middle because it's 3 seats. I'm by the window. He's right there. And then some chick was there. And so the flight takes off. We're going about our way. And Southwest hands out. They take a drink order. So you get a little cup of Coke or water or whatever. And then they also give you a complimentary pack of peanuts. Salted peanuts. And so I took it and he took his, and I just open them up and look out the window and I'm eating them, having a good time. And then this dude, he asks for a napkin. He's like, may I please have a napkin? No accent. He's just, may I please have a napkin? She said, yes, of course. And so she went back, got him a napkin, and he takes the napkin, a little paper napkin. He unfolds it completely. Very thin paper, very cheap. And he takes the peanuts out of the bag, and he takes the napkin and carefully is removing the salt granules from each and every little half peanut. And he sets it, makes a little line of them, very OCD, just a straight line. Looked like he was going to snort them. And he wipes all the salt off. Places it, wipes it off. Spent probably 45 minutes doing it, and right before we landed is when he ate all of the unsalted peanuts. That's what happened. So that's my airline food story. I've only ever had peanuts on a plane, and the time I did, an Asian man next to me desalted all of them. Obi Alfred, thoughts on Trump so far? Well, I think that's a fair question. You know, I don't try to hide from anything politically related. My thoughts on Trump so far, and this is coming from a 20-year-old living in Colorado, so you can take it or leave it. I really don't care. We're all friends. We're video game fans, so obviously my thoughts on politics bear no weight, and neither does anyone else's really. But since you asked, so far, in terms of agenda, in terms of policies actually enacted, I'm pretty okay with it. I probably give it a B+ / A- in terms of actual policy. The problem is that that's not what it is. We live in an age where everything is a reality TV show. So you have to also take into account like all the tweets and all of the interviews and Scaramucci, and then like you just have to take into consideration all that other stuff. And of course I wish he were more professional. I don't think there's anybody that wishes he were less professional. But I mean, we're what, 6 months, 7 months into a 4-year term. I think it's a little early to make any judgments for anybody. But I'm certainly open-minded. I would have liked different choices in the election, as would anybody. But Lord knows I'm glad Hillary isn't president. I agree with Alex on that. This is a sausage party. Help, says Corvo. I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. We like our sausage here in the bowel movement. Envy says he wants to impregnate me. Thank you. We'll talk later. Where? Oh crap! I lost my place. Yes, Bethesda is turning the video games buggy. You better believe it. Galfoud, best voice actor. I'd say probably what's his name? Troy Baker. I'm constantly impressed. I still cannot believe he played Joel, the Joker, and Sam from Uncharted 4. Those are so different in terms of character. It blows my mind that one individual is capable of delivering such different performances. I'm absolutely amazed, and I got to give him credit for that. Very, very impressive. I'll try to catch up. Deathstroke says it would be hilarious if Alex Jones was the supreme leader of the globalist agenda and the only purpose of his show was to divert the public from discovering his true identity. He actually talked about that during his Joe Rogan show, which is like his most viewed and listened to episode of all time, episode 911. And he said that like there's a lot of people that think he's a CIA operative, even though he's always talking about how everyone else is, and it's just yeah. No, that would be really, really funny. Envy says, have you heard of Chris Chan? No. I might recognize him if I saw him. But no, that doesn't ring a bell. Tim the Enchanter, love the name, by the way. What are your favorite movies / TV shows / game soundtrack? Mine are Lord of the Rings / Game of Thrones / Witcher 3. Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the remake from 2005. I really like that. Lord of the Rings, it's hard to argue with that. They've got fantastic soundtracks. Yeah, those are the first ones that come to mind. Deathstroke says his favorite president was Martin Van Buren. Good Lord, he was such a divine, beautiful man. Do you guys know what he looked like? I'm gonna pull this up. Because I think it's important that you see. Martin Van Buren. This guy just exudes sexy. And no, I'm not being sarcastic. Look at this. This beautiful creature. We need to bring these hairstyles back. I think Bernie's trying to, but, not this well. He's got full mutton chops. When was the last time we had a president with facial hair? Teddy Roosevelt? He had the mustache, but not like a full beard. Yeah. I think he was the last guy. People said now, whenever, like, there's something psychological within our society. When people see beards, they automatically think they're hiding something. And I thought that was very strange that when people see beards, they think somebody's hiding something. I don't know. Am I hiding something? You better believe it. Where did Pip Dip Boy says, what's your job outside of YouTube? My current job is doing like event management and janitorial stuff for basically a big event venue. It's messy work. It's not great. Yeah, no. I think it's important. PewDiePie worked as a hot dog salesman. Literally, he sold hot dogs and made hot dogs on the street out of a cart for like a year or two before he was able to go into YouTube full time. And that's why this whole crap with YouTube hurting the channel is so frustrating. Like, just look at this. This was something pointed out to me by you guys after the show yesterday. If I can pull this up right here. I don't think you can see it, but what this says, after the live stream yesterday, YouTube pushed the video on my channel, but said that it was uploaded a month ago and streamed a month ago. And I looked it up, and it's true. Like, in my videos, you have to go all the way down past, like, my Black Flag review to find it. That's the definition of burying videos. Like, what the hell is that? I don't even know. It drives me insane, and that's why it's so frustrating. That's just where we are. I don't know. I want to one day be able to do this full time. I'd love to. But it's just so tough to manage it. There's so much behind the scenes that goes into YouTubing that people never even think of. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Where did I lost it? I lost my place. Crap. I don't want to skip all these, but I lost my place. The sports nerd says, thank God, at least we have one YouTuber that is not a Democrat that hates Trump. Well, I mean, yeah, I think it's just, we live in such a polarized time that I guarantee, like, later on, there's going to be somebody who's watching this that will have already unsubscribed and blocked and tried to flag this video just because I didn't say that he was a Russian spy. Like, I just think there's, it's such a hot moment in history. I think that should, if anything, get people to start thinking even cooler-headed, not jump to rash conclusions, but no, it's just really, really frustrating that people can't have a reasonable you try to have a reasonable discussion, a little Cenk Uygur. Yeah, no, I think it's just important to have a little diversity and not hate on people for what they believe. Back in the day, people within families disagreed. But yep, okay, we're here. Hi. Yeah, no, something's wrong with this. Something's wrong with the mic. I think it just likes attention, so I have to plug something into it. You know, it likes that. So yeah. No, I'm frustrated by the microphone, but I'm not sure why it's doing that. It might just be starting to go. I don't know. Probably need to invest in a new one. Anyway, what was I saying? I lost it. Yeah, lots. Oh, come on, USB mic. Yeah, no, you gotta hate them when that happens. I hate it. Galfoud Zeph, aka 101 Mythbusters, could you react to a video in this stream? I want to see you react to Impressions of All 44 Presidents by Mikey Bolts. Yeah, no, I can pull that up. While we're doing that, I want you guys to prepare for our... We still haven't come up with a witty name for it. I don't know. I don't know what the name should be. I tried thinking of one this week and I couldn't think of one. So, like Laffy Poo, Lukey Poo, I don't know. You guys will think of something. You guys are much more creative than I. But okay, start thinking of those things. I'm going to scroll up in the chat so I don't see it scrolling. I'm also going to take it off the screen. So go ahead, put your funny things that are going to try to make me crack up in the chat. We'll pull up that 44 presidents thing. We'll watch that, and then I'll go through those and see if you guys can make me crack up. I'm going to try to keep a straight face, though. And if I win, we'll put a timer on. How about I have to go through as many as I can in like 90 seconds. And if I don't crack up within 90 seconds, we watch one chunk of an Alex Jones meme compilation. That's what we'll do. 40 impressions of all 44 presidents. Hopefully I don't get copyright stricken. Oh, this guy. I recognize this guy. He did... I'm going to uncheck all this so I don't see anything. He did one... I remember he reminds me of Seth MacFarlane. He looks a lot like him. Okay.
Gentlemen, I'm Mikey Bolts, and today I'm going to be doing impressions of all 44 presidents of the United States of America. I am beating you with a figurative stick. This stick is, it hurts. Healthcare.
Hey, how we doing? Everything good? I use every muscle in my face because I like to work hard.
He's
Just
so
kidding.
lovable.
Who's got pot?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, unless Hillary's not around. She blew me. Both did. My wife looks like Thor. I'm George Herbert Walker Bush, big old Bush, aka Old Bush, big ass Bush.
I'll give the people what they want. Reagan smash. Reagan smash.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Carter. If you're under the age of 12, I'm not related to Nick Carter, Aaron Carter, any type of Carter. I'm my own Carter. I'm Gerald Ford, the poster child for the American presidents of all time.
I'm Richard Nixon.
I'm Lyndon
forget about
B.
Ford.
Johnson. How are you? I was only elected president because JFK was assassinated. Sad day. Good day for me, though.
I'm Dwight Eisenhower. I went to school. Hello, I'm Dwight Eisenhower. Have we met?
Hi there. I'm Harry S. Truman. You know what I did. Hello. I'm Franklin Delano Roosevelt. My wife is Eleanor Roosevelt. That rhymes with my middle name.
Hi, I'm Herbert Hoover. Yeah, I didn't invent no vacuums. It ain't me. It's another Hoover. The Hoover Dam. Hello, I'm Calvin Coolidge. I look like every substitute teacher ever.
I'm Warren G. Harding. I impregnated my neighbor's wife and I died in office.
I'm Woodrow Wilson.
a boss.
Very nice to meet you. You have anything to contribute to the conversation? Because Woodrow sure does.
I'm William Howard Taft. I died in my bathtub. It was a custom bathtub made just for me because I had hips, big, busty hips.
Hi there, I'm Teddy
You had to
Roosevelt.
move in a
I was blind
custom
in one eye.
bathtub.
I had scoliosis and asthma, but I was a bad ass. Hello there. I am William McKinley. I didn't do much.
I'm Grover Cleveland, and that's how I laugh. I sound like a toot-toot car. What do you want for Christmas, little girl?
Legos!
What's a Lego?
Oh, dear. My jacket is made of wool. I never wanted to be president. Me and my vice president used to take the trolley.
I'm Rutherford B. Hayes. The guy after me totally stole the beard thing. I'm Ulysses.
I know, what happened to all
S.
these
Grant.
beards?
I won the Civil War.
I miss 'em.
And had a
Need to
cameo
bring that back.
in Will Smith's 1999 Wild Wild West. Both equally as awesome to my mother. You don't even know who I am.
It's Bane.
407 years ago. Abe made a comeback. What's up, motherfuckers? I have a feeling the president who goes after me is going to be assassinated. James Buchanan said what? Alrighty, we got 14th president. What was his name? Franklin Pierce. Franklin Pierce, okay. Who the f is Franklin Pierce? Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore. 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 I'm Zachary Taylor. I'm the first president to ever be photographed. See how good I look? Hello, I'm James Pope. James Knox Pope. Hello, I'm John Tyler. I'm a human skeleton come to life. America. America's the game. Hello. Hi there. I'm William Henry Harrison. I look like everyone's grandpa.
Hello, I'm Martin Van Buren. I was born in America, but my first language is Dutch.
Yeah, no, my wife died of, what was it?
A stroke.
She died,
A stroke.
she died of a stroke.
Hello, I'm John Quincy Adams. You can call me John Q. I was a part of 5 political parties and I invented crayons.
I am James Monroe. You're welcome for that.
I oversaw the Louisiana Purchase, the Bill of Rights, and I think you look lovely in that blouse. Would you fancy a caramel apple? Me, John Adams, and George Washington were the original big three. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and the Raptor Man ain't got nothing on us.
Hello, I'm John Adams. Me and all the men had so much fun drafting the Constitution. I helped Big George. So we called him Big George. We signed stuff, Big George. Hey, yo, what's up, motherfucker? Yeah, I founded America. Yeah, I did a lot of shit. I'm the reason y'all here. You heard me? G-Baby, out.
Well, there you go. Well done, Mikey Bolts. Well done. How many subs is he at now? 2.8 million. Back when I saw him, he had like 150K. Well done. He's kicking butt. Okay, now. Okay. Now, let's see. I just got a notification that they detected copyrighted music in my stream, and it might be temporarily blocked. So if you can't see the stream, that's probably why. I can't see the chat, so I don't know. Okay. It would be really sad if it were gone. Whoops. Okay. For some reason it jumps. Okay. Let me start the timer. Ready? Set. We'll go. Okay. Laugh-a-poot, talk about gaming, what things? Meme stream, butt crack. Hey, Luke. Whoa, your dad already? Nepal. Straight unlike those frogs. Have you ever heard about Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey? The game is being developed by Patrice Deslite. I have not. Alex Jones. Hey, Luke, did you hear the Liberals want to make a new movie called Changing Ryan's Privates? I did see that meme, and that was really funny. Rick and Morty is communist propaganda. Any music concerts or festivals of note? I think I'm in the wrong place. What's back and sips atop a staircase? Stephen Hawking when his house is burning down. Oh, no. Sorry, clearing my throat. Turd Blossom. I had that happen to me once. The Final Flush. I really like that name. I think that's what we'll call it. Bebop. That's wonderful. The Final Flush. Ladisha looks like a gay frog. JK. A man walks into a bar. His drinking problem is tearing his family apart. Oh no. Terrible. Family friendly Luke. Family friendly Luke. Family friendly Luke. I love poo so much. Yes, we all do. Neen. Disclaimer: this is offensive. Beware. Do you know who the best readers are? 911 or 9/11 victims, because they went through 100 stories in 10 seconds. That's real bad. Okay, 2016 presidential election made like Bill Clinton because he chose against Hillary Clinton. The Kennedy one was great. 2 TV antenna got married. The wedding wasn't much, but the reception was incredible. We're at a minute 40. I kind of coughed. I think I won. I don't know, but I did kind of a couple times. But it looks like the chat is still working. So it doesn't look like they actually shut down the stream. But Mikey Bolts might have copyright struck that. He might have had something in there, which would be really frustrating. But okay. So to finish this up, let me switch back to this. And let's just get this. Here we go. Are you ready? We'll finish with this. Booyah.
Why don't you stop trying to be the slave master over everybody? Because, you know, you felt like a nerd at Harvard, you know, so you don't like guys that are in football jerseys, so you want to, like, dominate, you know, guys that look bigger than you, so you want to, if you can cancer virus everybody, you'll feel powerful. I mean, I get it, okay? I get the Bill Gates deal. Believe me, I get it. That makes me, at a genetic level, want to open a can of kick-ass. And then they lie and say that I'm countering the gay bomb.
I know you guys won. I
That
just
was
wanted
a
to see
BBC
Alex again.
headline about a gay bomb, chemicals they were going to spray on the Iraqis that basically make you have sex with a fence post. But again, they don't think you'll act. I saw articles saying I'm a liar about lizard penis raids. That was Associated Press about the lizard penises. But it sounds crazy, so they take it out of context. Yes, they're shipping in smuggled, monitored lizard penises. There it is, scientists developed gay bomb. The Daily Mail. I'm not the one making this up. This is going on. The enemy was just, when I saw a clip of Obama during that line, and Obama was just like, oh, he's getting all the secrets now. Oh, no.
Either we have this great victory and we take these shackles.
Oh, Alex.
Give us your love.
Because you can see the documents for yourself where they say, we hope we keep them dumb.
Look how heavily he's sweating.
We're going to keep them in the dark. We're going to make them stupid. We're going to make them slaves forever. We're going to make them helpless. And that makes me feel claustrophobic. Just imagining my fellow humans in that position. That makes me feel like I'm in hell, like I'm bound in chains. Just to see you in that position, I want to see you break free and go higher than I ever went.
They call me the meme machine. Just like you're talking to Alexa or something, and it's a computer. Well, it's the same thing with text. And it's computers texting you back, and it's just, they call you dumb fucks. Zuckerberg calls you a dumb fuck. He's so hardcore and evil. He gets up there, at Yale and Harvard and does little trendy dances and cries. He's a vampire monster, folks. But I can see way down below on this precipice, this rock that humanity's broken its back on. You can see the heavens here and hell below. And I reach up towards God,